Hello, my name is Tom. Welcome to GA Patch Notes and welcome to our podcast. Now, I hope you guys are all having a good day so far. I am here with the Incursion team. We have, what's your name, sorry?
My name's Ewan Ramsey. I am one of the designers on Incursion.
And what's your name?
I'm Beth and Shirley. I'm one of the environment artists on Incursion.
Cool. How are you guys doing today?
Good, thanks.
Good,
Good,
yeah?
yeah,
Cool.
Yeah.
So tell me a bit about just like, your game, where you kind of got your ideas from, inspiration, because mainly we're going through, right now we're looking at the art side of your work. So we just want to see, just tell us a bit about your artwork or just in the game in general, just how you feel about it and yeah, where you got your ideas from.
Yeah, sure. Do you want to kick it off with the elevator pitch?
Yeah, sure. So Incursion is our.
Ooh, no, I was too far.
Yeah.
There we go.
So Incursion is a roguelike race against time with an emphasis on fast-paced, and visceral third-person gunplay. It's basically you have to survive. You're basically a society which is like collapsing, and you're trying to like recover the society and save humanity, basically.
Okay.
So there's a looming threat, which is some kind of is represented in the game by like a cloud kind of monster kind of thing.
Yeah.
And you have to basically collect resources to stave off this threat, even though at the end of the game you will eventually fight. It's just how much like preparation you've done beforehand.
Yeah.
To make it easier.
Okay.
Each like incursion run that you do is about like 3 minutes long. It's got a high emphasis on like fast-paced gameplay. It's a third-person like mainly shooter, but there is also like melee. It's sort of more reliant on you're not meant to succeed the first time. You're meant to build up on the upgrades.
Yeah.
And then every run that you do, the monster comes closer.
Oh, cool. So, what kind of inspiration of games have you kind of looked at? So what kind of games have you taken inspiration from?
We've sort of like looked at other kind of like third-person roguelikes, and we've kind of decided to go away from what they did. So, for example, Hades is like a top-down roguelike kind of thing.
Yeah.
And that's the same sort of game loop that we're trying to have, like that tight, fast, like paced, tight-knit game loop. But we're trying to make something like new to try and find like a gap in the market, you could say. So yeah, Hades 2 was a big inspiration. I think as well, Darkest Dungeon was another one that we had. We did some research into, and we really like that kind of like gameplay loop, but we want to make it like this third person, almost like Warframe, if you've played Warframe.
Yeah.
Kind of look to the game, I guess.
Why do you want people to play your game? Like, if you had to kind of like just, me personally, I feel like there's games that are being made like today. It doesn't matter what kind of game it is. There's a lot of negative comments about these games and stuff like that. Personally, but like if you were to kind of persuade or like get people to play a game, how would you sell it basically?
I think because it's so fast paced, it's like you can really get into it very quickly. Like you can pick it up, put it down. It really
stop
doesn't
whenever.
matter. Yeah. And like we're gonna incorporate like NPCs and stuff like that. So taking like the Hades inspiration, like they have a lot of NPC interactions. So it's like, creating like a bond with the player through that kind of stuff, but also like keeping the gameplay quite light. Quite like you can easily pick it up and put it down, but keeping it fast paced, it means that I think people will always come back to it.
Definitely. I mean, no, I like that. It's cool. Well, how many people have you got on your team? What's your like team looking like?
We've got 10 at the moment, so we've got 2 programmers. That's Louis and Jay. We've got 3 designers. That's me, Michael, and Ella, and then the artists.
Yeah, we've got 2 environment artists and 2 concept artists and 1 character artist.
Oh, cool. So is there like any roles that you, if you could add someone on with a specific role, what kind of role do you think you would want to add and maybe like why?
Probably an animator, to be honest.
That's what
An
I was
animator, yeah. There's not many of them, and we'll need some animations. We do have like workarounds for that, so we're looking to like animation packs that we could use, depending on how much time the animators have and how much work we can get done. But yeah.
Our lovely character artist Gina as well does a lot of animation stuff. So they've been working on a few concepts for that and like the weapons. We're doing sort of we're thinking of doing like a weapon that's
Morphs
how do
into
you-
other weapons. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you've got like different guns, and then you'll have like upgrades that you get, and then that'll like modify how the gun looks in the game.
Yeah.
And then you can kind of like use it for different kind of abilities, like sniper or pistol or like shotgun, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Stuff like that.
But we'll need quite a lot of animation stuff for that. But it's something that we're looking forward to trying.
Well, just if you want to keep going along the PowerPoint, yeah. So what's the? Do you want to explain a little bit about what we see here, main gameplay loop?
Yeah, the main gameplay loop is you start a new run. You start in the island sanctuary. Sort of serves as like the main hub for the game. Then you can either spend your resources on upgrades once you've been through a loop. And then if the boss has arrived, then you fight the boss. Then you win or die. If the boss hasn't arrived, then you go into the portals. There's like low, medium, or high tiers that we're going to do. Once you enter the mini runs, they'll last about 3 minutes-ish. That's going to be like most of the time limit. It's still up to like playing through, but yeah, for now, that's what we're sort of keeping it to keep it quite tight. And then if you succeed, then the boss will go a step closer to the sanctuary. This is a little bit more in detail. So if you clear the encounter, you get a reward. And then the kind of rewards you can get from a win is like a major upgrade or saving a little bit of extra time before the boss arrives.
What would you kind of say? Stands out of your game? So when like someone who's never played it before comes over and plays it, what's kind of something that is easily noticeable and stands out compared to maybe like other genres or whatever?
I think partly the art style, because we're going for a sort of like arcane-y, cartoony kind of look. So we've kind of strayed away from like hyper realistic like AAA studios.
Yeah.
And we're trying to fit into some kind of niche that we're like trying to make in a way.
Okay.
Because we see quite a lot of indie games and they've got these really unique art styles.
Yeah.
And we've kind of gone with a more cartoony kind of thing. So I think that will really capture the player's attention and also just like the speed of it. Because like I say, when you start the game, you have the tutorial in the sanctuary.
Yeah.
And then you're straight into a run.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you just keep on going. And I will mention as well actually, the rooms will be randomly generated. So
Oh,
we
really?
made a set of rooms and they're going to be randomly generated. So it'll be like 4 on each level.
Okay.
And they will be randomly generated based on like an array.
What's like each so?
Always different.
Oh, so what's that?
So it's always different.
Oh yeah. What's like personal opinions? What's your guys' kind of favorite concept of the game or idea that you've had, or like is anything just you personally really like about this game so far, or any ideas you have in the future?
I think personally, I'm really excited for the enemies.
Yeah.
We have like, we haven't really talked about it, but the one of the worlds that we're doing is going to be like crystal themed. So
Okay.
that's going to be the portals that you go into to start
Yeah.
the runs. And the enemies designs that we've got for that are going to be sort of, this is the main character, by the way.
What's the main character
I don't
called?
remember it.
I
The Inventor, I think, was the working
Yeah,
name. It's
I
not
think
final, but
we were working on like a prototype name of Rhea because the body type that the character artist is working off is
Yeah.
based off Rhea Ripley.
Oh,
If
okay.
you know the WWE character. Oh,
Yeah. So it's fun. It's
yeah.
it's all good.
Sorry, it's like
I
really going far down. Yeah, so the concept for the enemies is very like sharp, based off crystals, and
Oh really? Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. We're trying to make it quite unique with that sort of aspect of it, and we're gonna have like different enemy types. In our build, we've got
we've got 3 or 4. So
yeah.
we've got 3 like actual ones. We've got a minion one, we've got a regular guy, and then we've got a big one. So they're like based off image like 1, 3, and like 5, I want to say. Yeah.
Mhm.
And then we've also just got Larry, who was a dev thing.
We
who
love
you'll see
Larry.
later in the playthrough video. But yeah.
yeah.
Cool. So do you have any like videos or gameplay?
We do have
on
videos.
here.
Yeah, we can try and look them up.
Do you want me to?
Yeah. See what this one is. Okay, so this is a grey box. So this is when I was creating the original grey box for the sanctuary level.
Oh yeah.
And this is basically just a time lapse, which I got by placing everything and then deleting it and reversing the footage. So that's
Very
what this
painful.
looks like.
Oh wow.
So at the moment it's just kind of cubes. There is more done, which you'll see in the video of the actual game.
Mhm.
But yeah, this is sort of how we started. This took about maybe half an hour to an hour.
What's
or
been
so.
like, even of like from the beginning of like even just deciding the idea of the game, what's been the hardest or the such a struggle to do, or has everything kind of gone smoothly, or has there been like errors and struggles that have kind of like stopped momentum and stuff like that?
I wouldn't say there's been struggles. I'd say the hardest thing we had was we had the game idea and we were like, great, that's amazing. Like the programmer, Louis, came up with it. It was like his main kind of thing was a tight knit gameplay loop. And we sort of built on that. But I'd say the hardest thing was probably the narrative.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
deciding and trying to figure out why we're there, like what's the player going to be doing, especially the NPCs. Because one of the designers is a narrative designer. So obviously we're giving them.
Yeah.
Are you doing voice acting? Or like dialogue with voices and
think
stuff?
we're
or-
thinking
we're
about
thinking
it.
of doing
Yeah.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I think especially with the NPCs that we were thinking of doing, we're probably going to lean into that a bit. But I think it's going to be a little further down the line.
No, I get that. So what's kind of like, where do you hope to see a game like, like so let's say March, April time next year, kind of like, it's been a few months now since where do you hope to see this game and the development process?
Well, I think we're definitely going to take it to Expo.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the next couple of months, we're going to focus on getting. So we've got a deadline in January, and at the moment we've got a tech demo. Basically, is how it describes. So we're going to try and make a really like neat vertical slice, which is really well polished, for them to like show off.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then it's just kind of building on because all the systems and stuff are modular. So everything that we have is very modular. That's the way the programmers have designed it. So we can just add new things on, and also it's easy for like designers to add stuff on as well. It's not like really complicated code and stuff. So yeah, we're gonna just try and see how much we can get done, I guess.
Nice.
Probably.
So what is your if you had to choose like your art style, what's your favorite kind of art style in the game? Like, or anything art you've made, for example? and
We're
just-
going for like a semi-stylized, like painterly style almost. We're using like a PBR workflow, which is like usually the standard workflow for materials, but doing like hand painted details on top. So like a big inspiration is Arcane.
yeah.
See if we can find the slide for it. But it's a huge inspiration of ours, like mainly with the sort of general aesthetics, because we're going for sort of post-apocalyptic punk aesthetics. We're going for like kind of frost punk as well.
Okay.
Definitely the island has a lot of reference for that in like the concept art that we've got. We're going for like the main world as well being like a grey sort of colour palette, with the portal world with the crystals being like very vibrant and very like almost like pinks and purples, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I do honestly. I really like the idea. I think it's it's when I've seen the work that you've given us, and all that kind of stuff. Like you guys have. Even when I speak to you guys, you have put in a lot of hours into this. I could tell that you guys are really enjoying this so far.
Yeah.
What would you, before we go, we'll end up in a minute, but what's just been your overall most fun experience so far, just building this game?
I think honestly, I would say the team.
Yeah.
Like we all work
You get along quite
really
well.
well together.
We're
Yeah.
all
That's
friends
good.
and stuff. Like we've been out and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is good to obviously have a team that you get along with, because then you don't want
Yeah.
that kind of I've had it before where you're on teams and just you don't get along with people or whatever. But
Yeah. I think we're all on the same page, which is really nice.
Yeah.
I think everyone is really passionate about it as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've had to tell our programmer to stop a few times because he's just got carried away
He's
and
new
done
guy.
stuff. So, yeah. No,
Cool.
yeah.
Well, I think that's it for now. But thank you guys ever so much for being here. I hope you guys have at least enjoyed yourself. So I think the next time we see you guys will be in like February. So we've got a bit like a month and a half, a couple months or so to go. What do you hope by then you've got in your game, or it just is completed by then? So when you come in here next time, you can show it off. For example, what's kind of what do you hope to be by February?
I'd say by then we're aiming to have all the systems in. So the whole sanctuary bit is the bit we're going to be focused on terms of the art stuff. So that should be on like a second pass maybe of art
Yeah, I
stuff.
think so. I think definitely like right now it's a lot of grey boxing. I think we're definitely going to try and me and the other environment artist Finn, I think we're going to be working very hard on trying to pull everything together. Yeah.
Cool. Well, no, honestly, thank you guys ever so much. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back shortly We will have the long week. They'll be next here. But no, thank you guys for being here. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys shortly.
Thank you.
Yo.
Hello and welcome back to Patch Notes. I am here. I'm Tom. I am here with some people from the long week. We have Isaac and we have Harvey.
Yeah,
what's
hello,
going on?
hello.
How are you guys doing?
Doing good. It's
Yeah.
deadline season, so busy. But
Yeah.
I can imagine. What other deadlines have you been working on recently?
portfolio pieces.
Yeah, the portfolio piece.
Did you
as
get-
well,
did you get yours
everyone's
done last
working
night?
on.
Oh yeah, 2 a.m. baby.
2 a.m.
2 a.m.
Is it
Sometime.
good though? You happy
Oh,
with
you
it?
know.
No. Yeah.
No, you know. Yes, I
Yeah.
think you know.
Yeah. Everyone's a bit tortured right now
I can
though.
imagine.
in the
It's
torture
that
mode.
kind of time of year when Christmas is like just around the corner, and you want to go home for Christmas. But
Yeah.
you're like, you got to think about these
Right.
deadlines.
Yeah, it's a
and
bit
stuff.
nightmarish. I'm not sure anyone has been able to work on the team project in like months or weeks. It's
Yeah.
been a bit.
Well, let's not say months. We're on the podcast for the team project.
This is true. I take it back. We're doing lots and lots of work every day, all day.
So much, all you're doing is work. You don't even sleep.
Exactly.
You're just working.
Exactly.
No, absolutely.
Exactly.
All day, every day. And when I get into bed, I just get a Discord call with Harvey, and we just sit there programming.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, all
dream
the time.
we dream of gaming and making games all night long as well. Never ends.
Aren't you making like 10 games at once? You're just always making games.
Yeah,
Go.
constantly.
Go.
So, speaking of games,
Mm.
tell us a little bit about the long week. What is the long week? What's it all about?
Would you like to pitch for us?
Absolutely, sure. So the long week, it's a little bit of a complicated one to describe, but I think the best way to describe it is a spatial kind of like puzzle game. So if you've heard of games like Antichamber, similar to games such as that, where you're kind of dealing with non-Euclidean geometry, if you're not sure what that is, essentially just think geometry in spaces which, quite frankly, just don't make sense.
Yeah.
So, and then beyond that, it's also, we're going suspense, a bit horror-y, and we're digging into like Jungian archetypes and psychoanalytical stuff, but that's really then more Harvey's area and weird.
Yeah, well, a little bit, but we're
So
We're trying our
what do you?
hardest,
So,
yeah.
for example, Harvey, what's your role on this?
so I'm an
team?
environment artist. So my actual job is to make the buildings, the house. I'm modeling the house and texturing it with.
What do
Owen, our
you
environment artist.
use? For example, what software?
So we use Maya for the modeling, just like the industry standard
Yeah.
version of Blender, and then we'll use the Substance softwares for
nice.
texturing, so Painter, Sampler, and Designer, and then we're making the game in Unity, so we'll import it all into Unity, and then our Wizard, level designer, game designer, and programmer do all the work there. Yeah,
And what's your main key role for this?
That's a fantastic question.
you're like everything.
Yeah, it's
every man.
literally the voice, the everything.
I think we kind of like describe him best as like producer.
Yeah.
I get my fingers in like all the pies. Like I'm not great at art, but I help the artist with getting the right things underway, making sure we're working on the right things. Because especially as we're doing quite a clashing art style, we're a team of 7 artists. We've got
wow.
1 designer, me, 1 programmer, Oliver, 1 esports student, and
Yeah.
then 7 artists. So
Crazy. So, would you say like art is kind of
it's very fundamental.
yeah? If there's 7 of you, there's you could all kind of chip in and make working it pretty well.
100%. And our game's based off the Psychedelia brief, as when we were choosing these art, or when we were choosing our team,
Yeah.
we were brought together via what brief we wanted to start on. And there are a few different ones like arcade games and stuff, but our group was brought together by the Psychedelia brief. And I think having an art-heavy team is very useful for that. You obviously want to get that same feeling of almost disorientation within the gameplay, but simultaneously the art's such a big part, and it's what captures so many people's first.
No, definitely. I
impression.
think like obviously visuals is like in a game is one of the most important things to kind of get right, because you can have everything like sounding good and the gameplay is good, but I think if it looks poop, for example, or anything like that, then that kind of, it's like the same with us. Like we could have really good like quality in cameras and we could look really professional, but like, and the lighting is good, but as soon as we speak, if our mics or if we don't sound well, that's when people will be like, no, I don't want to listen anymore because it just sounds rubbish.
Absolutely, and especially with our game being kind of like horror suspense, making sure all the different aspects essentially are executed and done properly. We're keeping our scope small and tight so we can execute everything as well as we can,
Yeah.
because when you're trying to build a sense of tension, it's a bit like filling a balloon slowly. And like if one thing goes wrong, if you've got a bug, or if the visual style doesn't really match the story you're trying to tell, it's like you've just popped the balloon and all the tension's gone. So
yeah.
that's also one of the challenges of creating, more suspenseful game, is trying to build that tension and also make sure that all the different facets and parts are working in tandem.
So other inspiration of games
Oh, let me.
do
We've
you
got a
guys have?
slide for you,
Yeah, let me go
actually,
through
yeah.
here.
Oh wow.
Glad you are.
Oh God,
We've
why are
got-
we getting a
Do you
video
know what?
going?
Actually, yeah, we'll go. Yeah,
we'll show you the inspirations
yeah,
first, and we'll go
yeah.
back a little bit. Here we go. Yeah. So, did you want to jump on this one a little bit?
Yeah, so we talked a lot about Silent Hill as one of our main inspirations. I think because a lot of the team likes the horror aspect quite a bit, and also the kind of janky PS2 graphics we were thinking a lot about as well. And also narrative ideas. I haven't played Silent Hill, but everyone's talking about the narrative of Silent Hill and how it's similar to our game. And lots of dreamy, acidy David Lynch stuff as well. Twin Peaks is a big one as well that you've mentioned quite a bit.
But
I can't stop
like
mentioning it, to be
Resident
honest.
Evil, for example, because I think Resident Evil 2, for example, that kind of by the way, these inspirations and like what I can visualize in my head, I think Resident Evil 2 is also a potential, could be in like that sounds familiar.
Yeah,
to your kind of
100%.
game.
Less so with like the combat of like Resident Evil 2, but I think it's very similar, especially because our whole game takes place within just a house.
Yeah.
Potentially as a stretch goal, there might be a garden. There might be
Yeah.
a few leaves and
Might be
stuff.
the outside.
But for the most part, the game takes place entirely within the house. It's meant to be a representation of the player's mind. So that's why we're taking a look at things like Silent Hill, where the narrative of the game is essentially a representation of the character's mind. Similarly, Twin Peaks is just a lot of really trippy like sequences, and it's all very weird. And Resident Evil is a good example because of how you're learning to navigate through a space and you're becoming familiar with it while unlocking new parts of it. So that is a very good example.
No, cool.
And then you have also the Dream emulator game.
Oh,
That's
yes.
In terms of visuals, it's kind of the standard we're looking for in terms of a balance of absurd and wacky and a bit
Yes.
creepy as well.
If you're not familiar, I believe it's called LSD Dream Simulator. As I recall, I believe it was one of the first 3D games which came out, like when games started pivoting from 2D to 3D. And so it really works with the technical limitations of the era. And I'm gonna be honest, I love it. Harvey and I will sit there just watching bits of it, and like there's this one intro which I adore. But the point is, it's a great game, and it really does show, as Harvey mentioned, how you balance those limitations with what you're trying to tell, because it doesn't have. When you bring up tripping and psychedelia, you typically think of the walls breathing and like feeling like you're at one with everything, which is something we want to work with. But simultaneously, and I'm trying to remember what I was going to say because my mind just went blank. Horror.
People love horror.
They do. They love horror.
What's your favorite horror game?
Oh, actually, you probably said it. Resident Evil 2.
Really?
Yeah, I love it.
What kind of like what do you look for in like a horror game? Like do you, because I actually really enjoy like indie horror games because they're just really jump scary, and I like the kind of puzzle as well. Whereas I like Resident Evil, but if I had to choose, I probably actually would go for more like indie horror games rather than like AAA. If that makes sense.
Have you heard of Frambo?
Of what, sorry?
Frambo. It's like
No.
a puzzle adventure.
Is it? I'm assuming it's
narration game.
indie, like an indie game.
Yeah, I think it's
actually, but it's an old game. But that's also another big inspiration.
Yeah.
And it's
Do you wanna? So you could honestly just kind of grab it and just move it
Yank.
a little bit. Like, yeah, go.
There we go.
yeah, Frambo, amazing game. Also a big inspiration of ours. But I think I was going to say with horror, it's hard to make a game actually scary and not just silly. And we're trying to make it.
Bit of both.
Yeah, we're
Bit of
trying to
both.
find a balance between whimsy and.
Because like, how do you
horror,
want
yeah.
players when they're playing this game? How do you want them to feel? Like, do you want them to be like scared, or do you want them to kind of like also have fun at the same time?
Yeah, I think it's a bit of both. We do want an element of suspense, but it's not really a game where you're going to be you go around a corner and suddenly jump scare. Sorry, listeners. But no, it's like as much as they do have a place in games. We want that sense of suspense while then kind of subverting that with some cute aesthetics, and also because it's sort of psychedelics, we're leaning and looking at mindfulness and the different aspects of the psyche. And we want people to a game where you are having fun, you're going around, you're having to kind of go, mind my French, I don't know if I'm allowed to swear, but where the fuck am I meant to be going?
What's going on?
Yeah, like simultaneously you want a bit of a where am I going, what am I doing, and then
It's
simultaneously.
a thinker out game. You have to you'll finish it and you'll go
Yeah, and also just a bit of reflection.
Thoughts, yeah.
Exactly. Use it to it may not necessarily speak to your situation, but it's meant to reflect someone's psyche and how we all have parts of ourselves we push down. If you're familiar with Jungian archetypes, the shadow is a very good example of kind of the parts of our body and our psyche we kind of push down, the things we're not proud of and happy about and who we are.
Yeah.
But to be real, you have to have a shadow. If you don't cast a shadow, are you truly material? Now that's the question.
That's true.
Oh my god.
I never thought about that before.
I know.
Crazy.
That's podcast
Is there anything? Is there anything you guys like the gameplay footage you guys want to show us, or any
Yeah.
clips, or just?
I can
What's
show you a
the-
little video of this was for our pitch we did about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And this is a little example of our non-Euclidean geometry. So again, non-Euclidean geometry. Think of it as geometry. It doesn't make sense. There's no audio here, so
No, it's
we'll
fine.
just
Can do a little
slowly talk over it.
talk over, yeah.
So this is made in Unity.
Yes, this is made in Unity. Kind of just to show how the spaces might function and how different puzzles take place. So as you make your way into some rooms, other rooms will activate and appear behind you. These spaces start to make sense less and less. As out this window you've got eyes, but the other you don't. You can still see the kitchen, but then you walk back and now there's a bedroom where the pantry was.
And it's upside down.
Exactly. It's a weird
happening?
mirror. So this is all like a tech demo, and obviously as we get more art and assets in, this will start to look a little bit cleaner and nicer. But this is essentially
Yeah.
just to show how it will all execute. And when we're doing our investor pitch in January, we'll have a more
Built
built version of this to
polished. Yeah.
give an even better impression of what's going to happen. As
nice.
a big part is as you're walking around the house as well, you're going to interact with objects which are animate. They can talk to you, and some of them are going to look almost really grotesque. And I can find some of the art on these.
Yeah.
I don't. Oh, can I get out of this? There we go. Cool. So yeah. So for instance, here we have a humanoid lamp made by Alex,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
It's phenomenal.
And I'm just trying to find. It's been a few days since I've looked at this slideshow.
This Kai's
Here we go.
clock here.
Kai's clock. Oh, I don't think it is.
No.
This is sadly.
Wow. So who drew this artwork?
This was Alex as well.
Alex.
Yes.
So Alex is one of our character artists.
Wow. That's really cool.
Yeah. And
Our
we-
artists are really talented.
Yeah, because we've
some
got
of them.
a
It's
really nice
crazy.
split as well on our team. So obviously we've already mentioned like the non-artists, but so we've got Harvey, who's environment art, along with Owen. Then on character art, we've got Alex and Kai. Kai made this model here.
Yeah.
And then we've got 3 concept artists, Will, Jazzy, and Elliot. Elliot's created some of these, which are going to, not to spoil too much, are going to play a fairly large role in the game. And as are these, they all slowly get built in and
Yeah.
included. But yeah, and I'll just quickly flick through because most of these are just
yeah.
assets and stuff we're
I
using.
like it.
Um,
What's your related to the artwork? What's your guys' like favorite art you have, or a concept, or the game, or?
Oh,
Will's
no,
done some really good
yeah,
environment
I-
concept arts. These ones are great too.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I don't think I've seen these. Or if I have, I don't remember them. But like these really do,
Yeah.
honestly, look really
This
good.
was Alex too, right?
yeah. This is Alex.
Yeah,
If-
he
if,
nailed the creepiness. It's so good.
if it's done by hand, it's usually Alex.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
tends to be the rule. Yeah. So we've Kai's also made out this telephone now, which sadly we don't have the picture of, but it looks fucking gruesome.
It's really
really
creepy.
good.
Yeah.
Oh wow!
Like so, but yeah. So here's some of the concept art that Will's made, which is fantastic.
Yeah.
This I think really helps paint the image of what the house is going to look like, what the experience is aesthetically going to look like.
Yeah.
Especially as the house we're basing off is based off the house I grew up off. Sorry about my phone. Oh my god, get muted.
It's all right, am I?
But it's based off the house I grew up in, which was this strange Victorian terrace down like southeast England, and it just had a lot of very strange, weird quirks, which I thought for a game like this would be very useful. And I'm also doing the level design, so
Yeah.
you know, I guess
How are you
make
finding
what you know. Right?
How are you finding level design?
I love it. It's
do.
I come from a tabletop background, so for me, I really care about like narrative design and how every facet of the game comes into the story you're trying to tell.
Yeah.
And that obviously addresses art, but simultaneously with level design, there's so much narrative which is included and can be forgotten about just within the level design and what's an almost non-verbal narrative communication. So for me, I love telling those stories.
What are you most excited about? Like, for example, actually, scratch the question. Where do you see your game in like February, for example, when we have when we next speak to you guys? So in February, where do you hope to kind of see your game or
There
anything
with
like
the
that?
greats. It's
Oh,
gonna be
yeah.
one of the greatest games of all time.
People are going to say Disco Elysium, The Long Week, same caliber.
Yes.
But I think realistically where we're going to be is we're going to because we're getting a lot of pieces done now. We're almost just preparing to get everything in
Yeah.
because we're also so heart heavy. There's only so much you can really do
No,
before
yeah,
art's
yeah.
done. I think by that point here you can see what Will's working on is a animation for like our intro screen or like our main menu, where when you press play, your character will take these pills, and that will be the start of your
Your trip.
yeah, exactly. And as this is being worked on now, and it's going to be hopefully finished by January, we're going to have more pieces and pieces of art done by then. The level design will be updated as we got some feedback in our last pitch, I suppose, or last feedback session. Essentially, just hopefully by that point, we're going to have a more wholly telling story or build showing what the game's going to look like at the end with characters you can talk to, sprites, animations, a wholly nice animated intro screen, and hopefully wall textures and stuff like that. And it will start coming into its own.
What's the biggest challenge you guys have had so far?
Ooh.
Like it could be anything just related to
I think it must be either different art styles or the different interpretations of what we're doing. I think for me, I was quite heavy on the narrative ideas of the game, and I was really, really adamant to try and shoehorn in Jungian archetypes as an idea. And so I was
you can literally give it a pull.
Yeah.
I know it's a little bit stiff,
Not a
but
break this guy.
it will move.
There we go. Hello.
No, it is annoying. I do apologize. No, sorry, carry on.
Yeah, I was just saying, I was really big on the Jungian archetypes idea, and I was trying my absolute hardest to explain it to people in a way that made sense to gamers, and it's quite hard to get across to a lot of people. And that combined with the different perspectives everyone has on psychedelics and their own experiences with it, it's quite hard to have a cohesive idea and bring it all together in something that makes sense. It's a bit.
So what is in one like a sentence, what is the main goal of the game? Just to
explore the house, which is changing around you
and synthesize yourself.
yes,
to
to-
individuate and become one with yourself.
as you'll interact with these archetypes around the house. For instance, like the consuming mother or the absent father or the scared child. And these are representations of the character's psyche, not necessarily yours, but the character's psyche. And to come to terms with this character's kind of like history and past. And some of it will be kind of left up for you to kind of like work out and question yourself, but some of it will be a little bit more clear. But it's to come to terms with this character's psyche and explore this strange changing space, which you've kind of got to learn the rules of, as it doesn't follow our rules of physics.
Yeah.
when you compare your work, for example, which you guys made in first year, compared to like now, what are you most proud of, like personal stuff that you've made, even if it's not related to this project? Is that, do you feel like you guys have come quite you've come along? Like for example,
Yeah.
Isaac, you started off in writing,
Yes.
didn't you?
Oh,
And then
did
now
you? I
you
didn't
moved
know
on
that.
to
Yes.
you now moved on to
Design. Yes, so I pivoted from first year in from writing to design, as you said. And personally, it's kind of going into that tabletop thing again, where I really care about narrative design. And as much as I care about telling a story, my passion itself isn't writing the story; it's making sure that every part of it really works together. And
Fits well.
yeah, and over the few years, and having switched from writing to design, and then just working with different teams and finding a team who, quite frankly, I think gets along really. Like we've got quite a good team.
Yeah.
Like we feel quite cracked. I feel quite lucky. Go-to team.
Yeah, lovely,
Yeah, no, I think
Isn't there a team that's got like they're going for like a triple A kind
yes. There's I believe there's a AAA brief. I'm not sure who's doing it.
Neither.
I don't know if actually anyone did, because I know some of the teams were small. We were on the larger side of teams. We started at 14 and went down to 10.
of? Wow.
But I know realistically the AAA one, you're wanting about 10 people plus. So it makes it a bit difficult. But it is an interesting one. And I heard there was also a brief from Rockstar out.
Yeah, I
really?
don't know.
Yes.
about that, but-
Yeah, there was a brief that we could have worked on from working. I believe it would have been within GTA 5, but I may be wrong about that. For essentially a student-made DLC. And I know that was a potential brief which people were looking at as well as executing, which is exciting. But to get back to the point, how I've kind of like grown over the years, I think honestly it's the repeated exposure to team projects does a lot of good. As that's really the hardest thing, is when you get into your first team project, you're having to learn these things about agile, which is our development practice that we're taught in first year, and then we're essentially guided with through the rest of it. And you're having to learn all these different aspects of teamwork, how to work together, how when you have issues,
How do you resolve them?
Yeah.
and stuff like that?
exactly, got to use empathy.
Empathy.
But so yeah, it's like conflict resolution, and also sometimes it's not even a conflict, it's just two people have a different idea. Like what's quite useful is Harvey and I think have quite a similar perspective on the narrative of the game, and we're the people dealing with most of the writing of it, whereas then all the other artists are kind of going, okay, we trust you guys with this because we don't really know a ton about
Yeah.
Tell us what to do. Tell
Yeah.
us what to make, and we'll do it basically, kind of thing.
Very
Sometimes.
grateful for that.
absolutely, but they've also got some incredible sources of inspiration themselves.
Yeah.
Like some of the work they come out with and different inspiration pieces, they go, take a look at this, are incredible.
Yeah, it's really good.
No, honestly, it does sound really cool. So, one bit of a personal, one more question before we wrap up. But what kind of got you? Start with you, Isaac. What got you into making games design in general? Like, did you kind of grow up playing video games and you're like, oh, I really just want to make video games, or was there kind of?
I think I think I'm a very creative person at my core. I think the way I tend to describe myself recently is I feel like I have the, like, what was it? I think I've got the heart of an artist, but the mind of a designer. Like, so I really love just working and creating things. I start getting quite in my own head if I haven't got some sort of creative process as an outlet. And I think it was partially due to that. And quite frankly, I came out of a really bad project management job of like a year before uni. And I was like, Jesus Christ, I need to pivot. I was like, I'm going to go do something I enjoy, get some experience. Like, because I'd done project management stuff before. It's like kind of helping produce projects, making projects, improve my development skills. Because I can program and do all these things,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
they're not my...
Yeah.
I'm a bit of a jack of all trades, master of none.
Yeah, we've talked about you a bit and your talents, your many talents. It's quite a good role for you, kind of bring all your skills into one as a game lead designer. It's
Honestly,
really good for
it just feels like being a dungeon master.
Yeah,
Like my 5 years of like running
exactly,
D&D
yeah.
games every week, it's
really
like
good.
I just walk into a session, I'm like, all right, so
Yeah, it's
You
great for
you
you.
bring this kind of like aura when you come into the room.
Yeah.
what was it for you, Harvey?
What about you, Harvey? Yeah.
What got me into games?
Like just like like just why do you love making games, for example, so much? And
Ooh, I mean, the answer I could give you that was on my personal statement to get into uni was that games bring all the art forms together. The one, yeah, but I don't.
but what's your
I don't
real
know.
reason?
I don't know. To be honest, I only recently, in the last like 6 months, actually fell back in love with games. I
Yeah.
fell out of love with games a lot at the start of uni. I think because I don't know, got burnt out maybe, but I'm glad I'm back in love with them. And I think it genuinely probably is that actually that it's music and art and level design and all of this amazing stuff coming into one thing. And it's just cool. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It's really
Yeah,
cool
yeah.
stuff.
I think we're both just a bit scatterbrained. We're like, we can do anything.
Yeah,
you
it's
can make
far too
any
much to
kind of
do.
video game. What the hell?
I know.
One more question actually? What are your guys' favorite games? Just all times. If you could just play one game for the rest of your life.
Oh, it has to be Minecraft, surely.
I think if
Really?
it's one
Yeah,
game,
one game
it's
has to be
Minecraft.
Minecraft.
But
There's
if we're
no
talking
way.
about my favorite, like I've got like 3 contenders which sit in top. It's Breath of the Wild. That just had such an impact on me when I like played it in secondary school. Like it was secondary school, college era.
I actually played that.
When I played Breath of the Wild, you could just look around and anywhere you could see, you could be like, I can climb that, I can go there. I know I can touch this map. Essentially every corner of this map, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Assassin's Creed 2, fundamental game for me. And honestly, I think Minecraft is up there as well.
It has to
Yeah.
be, yeah. That I love.
But
yeah.
there's so many.
I think there's so many good games of all different genres. Obviously, it depends kind of what genre you're in. You enjoy.
My big pick is a game called Machinarium, which is about a little Polish tiny robot guy that has to save his long lost love, and he goes into this big toy town full of oily barons and gamblers, and it's really cute, and it's like a little, I think, pencil drawn
I love
little
that.
puzzle game. It's
That
really
sounds
cute.
like a game you love.
It's so good. It's really good.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well,
What's your favorite game?
my favorite game? Oh, I mean,
Well, the amount I hear you playing CS:GO for the Wolves.
I mean, I've got different games, different like genres. I think if I had to go for a story game, like either Ghost of Tsushima, because I just love. I'm really into like Japanese, and not even just forget that like the story itself is just really good. And then if I want to like say competitive, because I also feel like I'm quite a competitive gamer. I think my heart.
You're an esports student and you're a competitive gamer. I
What the
never
hell?
have believed
What the-
it.
I think my heart would have to say, as much as I don't play it anymore, is growing up. Probably like Tom Clancy, Rainbow Six, because that's like that kind of got me into competitive gaming. Like to this day, I'm kind of enjoying. Been playing with Overwatch recently, and I'm kind of enjoying that. I can't lie, but but no, either put Ghost of Tsushima or when I was growing up, The Simpsons Hit and Run.
Oh,
That
Oh,
game, that was
that
like,
is-
that was the children's GTA 5
throwback.
basically.
sorry, this is an absolute like. Did anyone remember Asterisk and Obelisk, the game on PS2?
Not the game. That's a game.
Yeah. Oh, bro. I used to like have an old CRT TV in my bedroom. I remember like being up to like 1, 2 a.m. as like an 8-year-old playing Asterisk and Obelisk. My mum being in like coming in being like, "Why are you still playing?
Dude,
It's 2 a.m."
That sounds amazing.
It was sick.
I had a,
I love those guys.
growing up, I had a DS or a PSP, so like it was like you're on your game at like 1:30 in the morning, and I can hear
And you had it below the pillow.
footsteps of like my mum or dad coming up, and they always come and check, and then it's like, and you got
Under the
high and
pillow.
pretend
Yeah.
to sleep.
Yeah.
But no,
Have you seen the new Asterisk and Obelix show on Netflix? And it's like
What?
it's really good, and it's like it's animated like Spider-Verse movies, and it's unbelievable. Yeah,
I'm
it's
sure if
really
anyone's
good.
listening, this is why you've come for the Asterisk
Yes.
and Obelisk.
Yeah,
yeah,
It's so good, man.
Oh, I need to look at
Get
that.
onto it. Get onto it.
definitely. But I think that's all we have time for.
Yeah.
But thank you guys.
Of course, thank
Thank
you.
you guys so much for being here.
Of course.
I hope you've enjoyed.
And thank you,
yourself.
crew, as well.
Thank you, crew.
Yeah, thanks to the crew.
Well done, guys.
No, thank you guys at home for watching so far. We do have one more team after this, Booze and Brews. But for now, we'll see you guys shortly. Thank you guys once again for being here. I
Thank
hope
you.
you've
Thank
enjoyed
you.
yourself.
Yeah. It's
And
amazing.
I'll see you guys in February when we
Hell yeah.
when we catch up.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Thank you, everyone.
That's good. Hello and welcome back to Patch Notes. I am Tom. I am here with some of the team members from Booze and Brews. What is your name?
I'm Mia.
I'm Alistair.
And how are you guys today? I know it's a bit stressful and you've never done this before, but just in general, how are you guys all doing today?
Yeah, good. Just submitted a final deadline for
Yeah.
this term, so feeling quite good about that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm knackered.
You're
Dissertation
You
is
guys looking
not for
forward to
weeks.
Christmas?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. No, when do you guys go home? A couple of weeks, roughly?
Next weekend.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Sadly not. I'm stuck here. I am working Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, Boxing
What do you do
Day.
for work?
I work at the pub,
Oh,
Keith
wow.
by Ditton. If you want to come torment me, come say hi. But yeah,
What are your hours on Christmas Day?
12 till 6.
Oh,
and
wow.
then 11 till 11 on Boxing Day.
Crazy.
So yeah,
Wow. I hate
money
that.
up. But that's about
Yeah,
it.
you figure the money, but at the same time,
gonna
it's crazy.
suck.
So tell about your game. What is your game? Just what is the concept? So what's the ideas behind it? Just walk me a little bit through what you have. What is Booze and Brews?
So Booze and Brews is a co-op mixture between an arcade brawler and a bartending simulator. So it's quite a fast-paced game. You're working together with a friend, and you're trying to defend your brand new cocktail bar from all the angry locals that are really sad you renovated their pub.
Oh, well, what's your kind of do you want to
So,
head on?
yeah, on the more mechanic side, don't think we did that, but I'm one of the lead programmers, and me is the lead environmental artist and all of that. So we're doing a local-based multiplayer. So instead of doing like split screen or something like that you normally expect, you'll be running on 2 separate machines, with one being like the bartender making drinks, and one being the bouncer fighting off these locals that are so mad.
How is it your perspective as the coder?
Yeah.
How are you enjoying the experience of?
It's hell, but
It's hell.
it's a hell on earth, but I'm really enjoying it. It's a good challenge. It's
Yeah.
a big change of pace from what I've been doing the last 2 years.
So what inspiration of games? What games are you using as inspiration for this?
We're definitely using Paint the Town Red for the physics and
I've
like
watched Jacksepticeye play that.
Yeah.
Quite
He's
a few
always got
years
a good
ago.
Let's
That's quite
Play.
an old video, but
Yeah.
yeah.
So we got that, and then drunken bar fight.
Drunken bar fight.
Yeah, that's like a quite similar game to what half of our game is. And then Overcooked,
Oh,
more for
yeah.
like the vibe of just like the stress of
making these cocktails.
the main mechanics is the bartender is making cocktails, and they do buffs or they do debuffs, and then you have to serve them to your partner or throw them at the enemies. So there's kind of a stressful element in that you'll have your partner screaming at you, I need this, I need that, and then you've got to make it. So Overcooked is like a big inspiration of what
I have
took from that vibe.
I've played Overcooked before, and I think I've also seen videos online where people will literally do like presentations or whatever
yeah.
on like, this is your role, and they're all like shouting at each other. But no, that's cool. What so run me through your the roles. So on your like, how many people have you got in your team, and kind of like the roles you have?
We have 8 people on our team.
Hey,
I do lose track of the numbers sometimes. Yeah, we have 8. So we have 2 programmers, 3 environment artists, a concept artist, character artist, 1 game designer, and then a sound designer.
Is there any, if you could choose, is there any roles? If someone extra came on,
Yeah.
and you want, what role would you kind of want to have? if you
love an
could?
animator.
Yeah, I think we'd
I
all
love
say
it.
animator. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mixamo is gonna be a big one for us. Yeah.
To be abused.
Do you want to have a little, just go through the PowerPoint here, and if there's anything in particular you want to show us or talk about or anything like that?
Yeah, sure. You've got the mouse.
I have got the
You
mouse.
have got the mouse.
I'm the man with the mouse, so we'll just shoot through it. We've kind of gone through the core mechanics, inspiration for everything. We did a massive market research on this, really
Yeah.
went through Steam. Mia's the one who can explain this.
Yeah, so we went through Steam, a lot of like our inspiration games. We went through all of the reviews and like the verified reviews. Could you go back for a second? Thanks. That's fine. And then we just kind of saw like what worked and what didn't work, and what people enjoyed about those games, and how we can use them to influence what we're going to do in our game. So like big things were that like enemies were just too boring, like they were not enough like differences between them, and that maybe things were too easy on the bartending side of some of the bartending games that we looked at. Like you didn't have to memorize anything, so memory mechanics are a big thing in our game. You can't just have access to all of the recipes all the time, and you have to make them right. Otherwise,
Really?
it's not going to do what you want.
Do you need to play 2-player?
Yeah,
Or you do?
Yeah.
It's a core part of the thing.
Oh,
So
okay.
we're like pushing it to like streamers as well. So
really?
having like 2 people play at the same time, it's massive at the moment. You've got games like Peak, all these big multiplayer games, Split Fiction, all of that. These big games that are being streamed and getting big numbers. So we thought, what's in the market and have that. And there's nothing really. It's all about co-op. So having that slight difference between mechanics, we thought would be quite interesting.
So, what kind of art style are you guys kind of going for in ways? Like, you show off some artwork or player art, or just any proud artwork you want to show?
Yeah, so this is our like main mood board. So we're going for quite like a classy style of bar. So the main narrative of the game is you've transformed this like lovely local pub into this, you know, upscale bar, and you know everyone's unhappy, but it is a nice bar. So we're doing a cel shaded art style.
Okay.
So inspiration like Borderlands, like lots of thick black outlines.
Oh yeah.
Like bright fun colors as well. Like we want it to be a very colorful just experience. As an arcade game, we feel like it should like really like grab your attention. So yeah, that's our like inspiration board.
So what? I'm trying to word this properly. What if you had to give this to a bank? I think. Hang on. What How would you persuade people? That's the word. How would you persuade people to kind of like play a game? Like, what makes your game stand out maybe to other games, maybe in the GA here, or just in general, that kind of stand out, and maybe players would choose your game over other games?
I think it is the local multiplayer. Having 2 laptops being sat next to your friend. I'm sure you remember playing like Call of Duty as a kid, where you had the split screen and you spend half the time looking at the other screen.
Yeah,
doing
like a 1v1, and then your friend has always been like, you're watching my screen.
Exactly. So we're getting around that by having it on 2 separate machines entirely. So you get involved in your thing and then broken by your bartender or bouncer friend next to you screaming at you because you're not making the cocktails fast enough. They're getting overwhelmed. You've made the recipe wrong and now you've given them a debuff instead of a buff. It's very that's I think what's make it fun and what's going to make people want to come back and keep playing it.
Oh,
Is
definitely.
get that high score, show your friends that now we're actually better friends. 'Cause
Yeah.
look at the team chemistry. Us 2 got like the score. You only got that score. We're better.
So you kind of want to add like a bit of a competitive side to it as
Mm.
well. Is it going to be? Do you think you would possibly want to do? Right, so just the online is like 2 computers as well. So I could be here, you could be somewhere completely else, and like if you tried it now, would it work? Or is it?
So
Is there
if it's
still-
on the same network, we can do that currently.
Like a
so
LAN, like a LAN.
yeah, LAN network's fine.
Yeah.
Maybe as a stretch goal, we could go into like WAN, but that then requires admin permissions, like IP pushing and stuff like that, which is a bit beyond scope for us at the moment. But at the moment, realistically, you could have someone up at the very top of this building, someone in the bottom left, and still play the same game. So a forward goal is to be able to do that, but at the moment, with what we're given, we'll just keep it local player. But yeah,
So, for example, next time we see you guys will be in February.
Yeah.
So that's in a couple of months' time, roughly. Where do you want to see your game by February? What do you hope is finished, or what do you want to see by then?
I think like 100% the core loop. So you prep and then you play and then you have your results. So in the prep stage, you have between waves. It's a wave-based fighting game. You have about 30 seconds approximately. The bartender can restock their drinks ingredients, and the bouncer can, you know, grab all of their items that they want to use for the next round. Because we have interactable objects as weapons. And then you play through the level, and then you have the results where you die, and then you get your high score on the leaderboard, or you move on to the next wave. So we definitely would want to have that implemented, where you could just keep playing. You know, even if the enemies are maybe slightly basic still, like you could just keep playing the core loop over and over again till you fail.
yeah,
So I think that's main mechanics wise
that's pretty much.
what we're aiming for.
What's been the hardest task? Like
Server work.
the server?
Oh, it's been awful.
How long has that roughly taken you?
Well,
Like, you know,
we're
is it just, so? is it just you kind of working on it, or is
On
it?
the server side, yeah, but as we
really?
said, we have 3 programmers, so all the mechanics, stuff like that, I've kind of let everyone else go and been
But
a
you're
bit
mainly
selfish.
focusing on that multiplayer serve.
Yeah, the
connection
core
thing. Yeah.
thing, but it's awful. Trying to send packets is so much fun.
What about your perspective? What's been a bit of
I
a challenge
think-
for you?
I think on the art side, the biggest challenge was deciding what our art style would be. Like to get everyone like have sort of the same version of stylized, cel shaded, like outlined with fun colors. Like that as like a basis does sound good, but like when you actually think about it, like you have 3 different people, and then everyone has an entirely different concept of what that is. So what definitely took us the longest has not been making the assets; it's been deciding on like how we're going to keep them consistent across everyone. But we have achieved that now, I think. So
So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Is there anything? Do you wanna? So what's this we're looking at here?
So
This is the mechanics.
This is our
script.
mechanics basic movement, which is where our game is at the most current state. So you'll see this is our main menu going on. Got the nice drinks flying in the background, the options menu where we can change music and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Then we go into the bar itself. Yeah, you'll see very nice, simple UI inventory, which was our other programmer. He's done all the work for this. Really impressive. You can pick up, goes into your inventory slot. You can run, as you see, the enemies start chasing after you. You can throw stuff about, pick up multiple things. Each thing will have a different thing. We would have to change it up to a chair, but yeah, we can pick stuff up. You can switch between the 2 of them, place items, throw them. Pretty good. And we also have a nice pause menu done by our designer and stuff like that. Same thing, shows you a list of mechanics, how to do it. So yeah, that's where our game currently is. Working on lighting, making it look pretty, and then yeah, we'll push 2 players into it. And
Have you tried that yet? Even for like testing, like
so we do have this, which is showing off an older version of the player connecting. So this is the server side of it. This is our client. Goes in, presses test, boom, spawns in, and if you go back, you'll see he spawns in.
wow, yeah.
So we can spawn 2 people into a scene,
That's cool.
push them in, and get over the. If you've had any experience of Unity, you know if you try and put 2 cameras within a scene, it's not very happy. So yeah, we've done that, and you can fully push the 2 players in. It's now just trying to code functions and send them between each other and have it so it's not a laggy mess. Which
No,
is
definitely. I think it looks. I think like with what we can see and what I've seen in the past and all that kind of stuff. Like you guys, for the groups we have at least, you guys are the only people doing multiplayer, and that's cool. I like that. But I do the artwork that I've seen. I mean, I know it's a different project, but for your personal one, that also you guys are good at what you do, and I
Thanks.
think I definitely can see you guys in the future. This coming a long way and being really good. But personal questions. What are your guys' favorite games?
Ooh.
Like, if you had to kind of like choose like 1 or 2, like
Got one.
just to play.
Rip.
What's that?
Elden Ring.
Elden
I
Ring.
love From Software games. The continuous, the
like
battle,
Dark
all of
Souls?
it. Yeah, I've played Dark Souls.
You played all of them.
I've
Bloodborne?
100%ed all of them.
Oh wow!
Bloodborne, Sekiro, Dark Souls 1, 2, 3, Elden Ring. Love them all. Night Rain. All of it.
So you like
Love
that?
it.
You like them? See, I think with Elden Ring, for example, I kind of, or Sekiro especially, maybe like 20, like half an hour in, I'm just stuck on the same boss,
Yeah.
and I just give up. I just
fair.
kind of give up. But I've seen like videos on, like YouTube, for example, of like people doing like wearing no armor, no nothing, and yet they're just
Yeah, I've
defeating
seen
like the
that.
most hardest bosses in the world or the game. And I'm just like, how the hell? How do you do that? How do
think-
you?
That's what I
Yeah.
want to try next. To do,
Oh,
like,
really?
No weapons run.
Yeah. I
and
think I
just
saw someone
press-
defeat Elden Ring on a like dance pad, like one that you would use for like a
Just on,
studio.
like,
yeah, like
I-
Dance Dance Revolution.
Oh my god, it's crazy. What the
Yeah,
hell?
using one of them. I don't know how. I don't know what the mechanics were, but it looked crazy.
What about you though? What's your
The Sims.
Really?
It's an easy answer. Yeah, yeah. I feel like that's what actually made me want to make games in the first place. Is just building
Yeah,
houses
because
in the Sims.
with the Sims, you've obviously you got the building side to it where you
Yeah.
can build a house. For
The
example,
building, the landscaping. So I was like, why can't I just do this as like a job?
do you play Minecraft? Do you
Yeah.
do you build around in Minecraft?
Yeah,
and stuff
I'm
like that?
currently building a big tree house
Oh, really?
in my Minecraft world right now.
Crazy.
Yeah, I've got a server with my housemates, so I actually need to get on that. Now that my deadlines are done, I can finally focus on the
I know.
important things.
I feel like with deadlines kind of wrapping up and being done, it's like it is that weight off your shoulder, and then you can kind of breathe and go back to play your games, for example, and stuff like that. Well, is there anything before we wrap up soon? Is there anything else you want to show us on the presentation, or anything you kind of want? Are you excited about, or you want to tell us that you haven't said, or?
I'm not sure. Is there anything else on this one, or we can go on to? Is there anything else on the work in progress
Don't
deck?
think so,
Or
no.
is
I'm
it
pretty
all
in
kinda-
terms of, like,
What is your
programming stuff.
what actually is your favorite like part concept of the game? Like, what is something that you just like, when the idea came up, you're like, oh, that's really cool, and you actually you're working on it, or is there anything?
I think for me, it's the bartending side of
Yeah.
it. I'm really excited when those mechanics come into play, because the idea of it almost being more of like a tower defense sort of like vibe. You're like making your weapons behind the bar and then you're like lobbing them out. I think that sounds really fun. I
Yeah.
prefer to play the support character in games, which is what we hope. We hope that one person will be like, I want to fight, and one person will be like, I want to be more support.
Two roles, but obviously
yeah.
helping each other.
Yeah, even though you can
Yeah.
also do damage from behind the bar. So I'm excited to see how it'll play out with the buffs and debuffs, and how you can use them, because they affect both enemy and player. So
How's
you can
your
either screw up your friend or help them.
how's your team finding it? The other people you're working with, are they enjoying it? Are you guys getting along? Because obviously, I'm not saying, you're not trying to. Yeah, you don't have to say anything bad if there's any negative, but at the end of the day, you want to have a team that you get along with.
No,
and
there's
stuff like
one.
that.
I'm joking.
Yeah, there's one person.
It's actually been, I think, one of the best team
really?
competitions I've had. I think in
Yeah,
the
I think
3
we're
years.
all getting along really well. I think everyone's quite excited about the idea. We made our team in the last week of the 3-week gaming jam.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah,
were
yeah.
in another
Eight.
team, and then 4 of us, we decided we're not into this concept.
What was the original concept?
It was the long week, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, so they're also on there.
Oh, with Isaac.
Yeah.
Crazy. We had them just
Which is
before
a
you
really
guys.
cool game.
So
And
it
there
is.
was so many people in that team. I think we were like 13
Yeah, because
or 14.
you said there was 14, and
Yeah.
then now there's 10.
Yeah.
And the thing is, they've got 6 artists or something along the lines of that. So
Yeah.
um,
Yeah, so it was 5 environment artists over there.
Crazy.
And then some of us left. But yeah, so I think everyone's quite excited about it, because we kind of chose to go and do it. In the last week, we were like, let's take a bit of a risk and just go make this game that we're really excited about. So I think everyone is pretty happy.
Pretty on board with it, yeah.
yeah.
I feel a bit greedy because I'm on computer science, so we weren't really introduced in the Games Academy with all the teams last year. So it's kind of felt that I will go to this game, and all the comp sci students who want to make a game have gone, can we go to you? And that's how we've ended up with 3 programmers, which feels kind of greedy when you look at other teams, but
Yeah. I get
it just
you.
means we can make the best game possible. So I'm happy. We need it. This multiplayer stuff is
No, I can imagine.
fun.
I can imagine. I've spoken to people in the past, where they've tried to set multiplayer stuff. I mean, me personally, I'd be there. That would take. I don't think I can even do it, because it just. But before we head off, I wanted to quickly ask. How would you compare, you personally? How would you guys compare your work from first year, comparing it to now, and what kind of skills do you think you guys have learned, from your time here at uni?
Yeah, as first year, I came in, I've had coding knowledge before. I was okay at coding, but looking at how well I've gotten at it now, I've gone from someone who was an okay coder to now being someone where people ask about coding skills and stuff like that, being trusted with a multiplayer server, stuff like that. I think if I wasn't as good as I've gotten over the last 3 years, I wouldn't have been approached to being asked to do it. So
What would
Yeah.
you say, your personal opinion? How have you learned? Is it through YouTube videos? Is it through
it's bashing my head against a wall. and
just keep
trying,
trying to figure out the problem
having
until
this-
one day it happens?
Yeah,
kind of
having this
thing?
concept in my head, being like, I want to do this, and just having that drive to keep
Just keep
going
doing
until you
it.
figure it out. Looking at,
I mean, it's one of them things. I mean, I did game design before I came
Mm-hmm.
to uni here, so I'm not the best at coding, but it was for me personally, making a game, it's kind of in the situation of nothing is working, you just want to quit. But when when I feel the work is done, the game's been made, I can kind of sit back and go, it was worth it. it was
It's what's
worth it.
made me fall in love with coding was that dopamine rush you get when everything's green and there's no errors. It's nothing
definitely.
better.
What about you? What kind of got you into it, or
Ooh, sorry, got me into what?
no? What comparing your
Oh, my
first year
first year,
work
yeah.
to here now?
I think not having to use as many tutorials,
Yeah.
as silly as that sounds. I think now when I'm just like, oh, I actually know how to do this, and I don't have
Yeah.
to Google the like exact like specific thing on like how to do it. That makes me feel like I've improved. I feel like that's a big marker of it. I definitely think I've learned the most probably from YouTube,
Yeah.
but then also other people. Like
Yeah.
working in the GA is actually quite nice.
I feel like
sometimes.
well, I mean, I'm not in the GA often, but
Yeah.
I could easily imagine like you're in here quite a lot of the time.
Yeah.
You know people, people for specific roles, and then if you're having problems with something, I'm sure it's nice to be like, yo, can I have help and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is. Especially like you just ask them quick 5 minutes. You're, oh, yo, do you know how to do this? And then
I think
they'll know,
there's a
and
lot.
it's
There's a
great.
lot of people in here. Obviously,
Yeah. So someone's got to know.
someone
Out of all
must
of these
know
people,
how
someone
to
has
do
to know.
this little thing.
Yeah.
But I believe that is all we have time for today. Thank you guys. Honestly,
Thank you.
thank you guys for
Been good
being
fun.
here. It means a lot to us. Hope you guys have enjoyed yourself.
Yeah, I
good
have.
fun.
It's been fun. Yeah. Looking forward to the next one.
Thank you. Thank you guys. Thank you for people watching at home. I hope you guys have had an amazing time. Our next, so we'll see you guys in February roughly.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'll give you the exact dates in the future, but roughly around February. By then, I expect a full polished game.
Oh yeah, fully.
Absolutely.
It'll be on Steam.
Yes,
Yeah.
Steam. If you get some income, we expect some
50%. Yeah, yeah, makes sense.
But no, anyway, I hope you guys have a good day. Hope you guys have a good one. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. See you later.